Hello, and welcome to another episode in the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series. My name is Jason Perkins. I'm an attorney who specializes in handling Georgia workers' compensation cases. I created this series of videos to provide people who've been hurt at work in Georgia with helpful information about Georgia's workers' compensation laws and the benefits they should receive under those laws. Now, let's jump straight into today's topic. Today, I'd like to discuss with you three of the common mistakes that people make in a Georgia workers' compensation case. The first mistake is waiting too long. Now, waiting too long can affect you in many different parts of your workers' compensation case. Some people wait too long to tell their employer about their workers' compensation injury. Other people wait too long to see the doctor or to start getting workers' compensation checks for being out of work, or to review the panel of physicians, which is the list of doctors for your workers' compensation injury. Other people wait too long to file a workers' compensation claim or to talk to a workers' compensation attorney about their claim. Now, the results of waiting too long depend on what you're waiting too long to do. Sometimes it's that you're going to experience more pain, or maybe that you won't fully recover from your injury even when you get treatment. Sometimes it could be losing your car or your house because you don't have checks coming in to pay your bills. Other things that can happen from waiting too long to file your claim could be that you can't receive certain types of workers' compensation benefits you should, or you may not be able to receive any types of workers' compensation benefits at all. Now, when you hear this, if you've waited or think you've waited too long, you may think, oh gosh, I'm just stuck. There's nothing I can do about it. But that's the last thing that you should do. If you have waited longer than you should have to do something, things can often still be corrected. But if you do wait too long, you may not be able to correct them anymore. So the best thing to do is reach out as quickly as possible to try to get these things corrected. A second common mistake that people make in their Georgia workers' compensation case is allowing your employer or the workers' compensation insurance company to choose your workers' compensation doctor. When you get hurt on the job and report that to your employer, they're probably going to send you to a doctor for treatment. That's part of the workers' compensation benefits that you receive. But is that doctor going to have your best interest in mind? You expect your doctor to have your best interest in mind when you treat with them. If I'm going to see a doctor, I want to see a doctor who's going to be looking out for me. Unfortunately, this is not always the case in a workers' compensation situation. Some employers are going to choose a workers' compensation doctor, and they're going to choose doctors who are more likely to look out for them than to potentially look out for you. In a Georgia workers' compensation case, you actually have the right to choose your doctor. Now, that right is often limited. You usually have to choose off of what's called a panel of physicians, which is basically a fancy word for a list of workers' compensation doctors that your employer is putting together. There are certain rules about how many doctors have to be on that list and what types of doctors have to be on that list and where it has to be posted. If your employer has followed these rules, then you're going to have to select a doctor from that list to treat you. But if your employer has not followed the rules, there's a good chance you may be able to pick whichever doctor you want to treat your workers' compensation injury. Don't just let your employer make that choice for you. Know what your rights are, because medical treatment is an extremely important part of your workers' compensation case and your recovery from your injury at work. A third common mistake that people make in a Georgia workers' compensation case is trusting the insurance adjuster to look out for them. Many people get confused about what an insurance adjuster's role is in a workers' compensation case. The adjuster generally works for the insurance company. Your case is costing the insurance company money. Insurance companies are generally for-profit businesses, so they make money by taking in money from employers who pay workers' compensation insurance premiums and then paying out as little as possible on the individual cases. The more money they take in, the less money they pay out, the more they make. So on your case or any other case, they're usually going to try to pay out as little as they have to. Now, most adjusters are good people, but it's not their job to take care of you. It's their job to manage your case on behalf of the insurance company. Now, as I mentioned a minute ago, the insurance company has almost the opposite interest in the workers' compensation case that you do. The insurance company wants to pay out as little as possible to you. You would like to receive every benefit you should receive under Georgia workers' compensation law to recover from your injury. So you have opposite interest from the insurance company. This often means that the adjuster, even if they're a good person, they're not being hired to look out for you. Now, if you hire a workers' compensation attorney, the situation is completely different. The attorney has a duty to look out for you. It's their job. They're hired to represent you in your best interest, and they're going to do that zealously. So they're going to make sure that you receive all the benefits that you should receive, and they're going to give you advice about what your options are within your workers' compensation case. I hope you found the information in this video helpful. If you have, please consider two things before you go. First, I really appreciate if you give this video a like or a thumbs up, and consider subscribing to this channel if you'd like to be notified of future videos in the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series. Second, if you've got workers' compensation questions, please reach out to get answers. I offer free consultations in Georgia workers' compensation cases. If you'd like to set one of those up, there's two easy ways you can do so. The first is by calling the phone number at the bottom of the screen, and the other is by reaching out to us to our website, which is www.perkinslawtalk.com. Just click on and submit the free consultation request form there, and a member of our team will reach out to you and get a consultation scheduled. I'd like to thank you again for watching this video today. I'd like to wish you the best of luck as you recover from your injuries.